Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing all right. Well, I hope you're doing good. Um, Welcome back. My name is Tamika Collins, and this is my YouTube page, and we are reading the Bible from the beginning to the end, from Genesis to Revelations. Okay, and we have just finished Genesis. Yay! And we recap here because I like to let people know where we just left off, kind of like a little summary of what has gone on. So, recapping Genesis 59, 49 and 50. Jacob has called everyone together because he is about to die and he has made a prediction of each one's future. The way, and then our little passage, I told you I'd go from the um, Life Application Study Bible. And it said to the way that one lives is a played role to how their blessings and prophecy will be. Our past does affect our present and our future. Jacob dies, and the brothers feel that Joseph may be mean to them since their dad is no longer here. And Joseph lets them know, hey, I am not God. I have no heaven or hell to put you in. I'm just paraphrasing. Uh, but he said, what you did to me, you did it in evilness, but God made it for my good. So, I had put that he said he won't be ugly because they had meant to destroy him, but God favored him and blessed him, turning their ugly ashes into his beauty. And even the people of other nations and lands knew whom the God of Joseph was and what he can do. So now we are in Exodus. I did want to share some key points to Genesis 49 because it was a lot. And like it was saying, some of that prophecy that Jacob bestowed upon the blessing of the brothers was a little bit of their past leading into their future. So I wanted to kind of break that down because they had 12. He had 12 sons, so 12 tribes of Israel. So Reuben, who was the oldest, he had told him, and we're in chapter 49. He had told him that he told him he's as unruly as a flood, meaning that we don't know where you're going to go, where you're going to spill out at. And he said, and you will no longer, and you will be first no longer, for you went to bed with my wife, you defiled my marriage couch. He told Simeon and Levi, which was number 2 and number 3, you are two of a kind. Their weapons are instruments of violence because remember they are the ones that went and killed oh Lord, I forgot his name. The dude that that raped their sister. Okay, and Jacob was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to my to my name type thing?" Because they had went. You remember they had went and circumcised everybody all the men in the village. He had made them circumcise themselves because he had fell in love with the sister. But they was just like, "Oh no, you're not about to come up in her." So they killed him and killed all the men and boys in the village because of him doing that to their sister. He told Judah, which is number 4, that your brothers will praise you. And remember, we said Judah means to praise. Judah, he said, you are my son as a young lion. You're going to have the scepter. That your scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants until the coming of the one to whom it belongs, the one whom all nations will honor. He ties his foal to a grapevine, the coat of his donkey to a choice vine. He washes his clothes in wine, his robe in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth are whiter than milk. If that ain't the Messiah, I don't know who is. That's all I thought about right there, because he said that the scepter will not fall from Judah, and that's where the bloodline of Jesus came from. And Judah was the one of the ones that was like, hey, we should sell Joseph to the men or whatever. But in the kind of the footnotes, they said, why do you think that he blessed Judah with that part? Because Judah had a change of heart, once he came back into Joseph, and was just like, and remember, he was going to Joseph was going to keep Benjamin, and he was like, no, 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 please, 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 please take me instead. Our dad cannot take another son that he loves so much. What I'm saying? He is going to die if we do not bring him back. Take me instead. And so him having that change of heart and putting himself in the line for his brother to not have that mistake done again, because they felt like they was everything that was going on with them was because of this thing that they had did to Joseph. And it was, God has no respect of persons. You real reap what you sow. So reap well and pray. Why, pray too, that God will have mercy. But still, some things are still not going to go unpunished. You are going to be forgiven for those things, but you might have a little bit of sugar in your coffee. You know what I'm saying? Your coffee might be a little tart still, even with the sugar or the honey. If you don't want to use honey, or your Splenda, if you don't want to use neither one of them. Some people drink their coffee black, and I don't. I like mine sweet. Anyway, so Zebulon. I'm sorry, I got off the subject. But Zebulon. Oh, let's go back to that package. I want to go back to his and to the coming of whom it belongs, the one whom all nations will honor. His ties. He ties his fowl to the grapevine. He said, he's the vine, he's the true vine, and we are the branches, right? He talks about uh, the coat of his donkey to a choice vine. He came riding in on a donkey. He washes his clothes in wine. What color is wine? It's red. It's the blood. His robe is in the blood of grapes. Once again, the blood. His eyes are darker than wine. Not only did I think about the blood with the darker than wine, but I thought about the darkness of sin. He knew everything, so when he came to be slaughtered for our sins. And then his teeth are whiter than milk. When you think of teeth, you think about smiling, because you got to smile to see them, right? And so the teeth being shown is the joy. After all that, the joy, and the teeth being white, the white is the purity, and him washing us white as snow, and in that joy, that unspeakable joy that we can't even fathom sometimes, that we don't even know where it comes from, because it doesn't come from the world, it comes from him, and that's beautiful, right? Okay, so Zebulon, who's number 5, he said, you will settle by the seashore and you will harbor ships. Issachar is a sturdy donkey. He got him a sturdy donkey, and would submit himself to hard labor. Dan will govern his people, and Dan will be a snake beside the road, a poisonous viper along the path. So so when it bites the horse's hooves, so its rider is thrown off. And he says, I trust in you for salvation, O Lord. And in that passage, they were saying that he meant, he was telling Dan that You can be a strong leader and will be a strong leader, but you need to learn how to trust in God, not just on your natural strength or ability, but or your attractiveness or your talents, but you need to trust in God and you'll be great. Um, he told Gad that he will be attacked. He told Asher that he told Gad that he will be attacked by marauding bands, but he will attack them when they retreat. He told Asher, "You will dine on rich foods and produce food fit for kings." Naphtali, he said, is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph, he told him, is a fowl is the fowl of a wild donkey. Archers attacked him savagely. They shot at him and harassed him, but his bow remained taut, and his arms were strengthened by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, by the shepherd, the rock of Israel. And may God of your father help you. May the Almighty bless you. And then he told Benjamin, who was the youngest and the last, that he is a ravenous wolf, devouring his enemies in the morning and dividing his plunder. So after all of that being said, Jacob dies and they go and bury him in the land of Canaan, where he made Joseph promise that he would not bury him in Egypt, that he would bury him with his ancestors. Um, And then I like this little passage too, because I'm saying, I was going through some things the other day, just with my son's, my first son, who was stillborn. His birthday would be next month, and he would have been 19 years old coming up. But it says, when Jacob died at the age of 147, Joseph wept and mourned for months. When someone close to us dies, we need a long period of time to work through our grief. Crying and sharing our feelings with others helps us recover and go on with life. Allow yourself and others the freedom to grieve over the loss of loved ones, and give yourself time enough to complete your grieving process. And in that, I was just like, wow, I know that a lot of people are suffering. It's about to be the holidays and things like that. Things are coming up, and people are thinking about their loved ones. We're always thinking about them every day, but especially around holidays and things like that. But I want everyone to be encouraged and to continue to show that love and support for each other. And grieving has no time limit. So grieve, and do what you need to do, but do it wonderfully. Continue to keep God first. Continue to keep him in your prayers, no matter how much it hurts. No matter how sad you are or hurt you are, continue to ask for his guidance. Continue to ask for his prayers, because he's interceding for us every day. But it's something about that peace. It surpasses all understanding. That's what the word says, and that's what it is. So allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to be in your emotions, but still do it with love, and be in it with love, and continue to keep God first. He understands. Just believe me, he understands. And he's our Father. He wants us to come to him with all of our cares. He says, cast your cares upon me. So take them to him. Don't beat around the bush, because he already he know your heart. So he made you. So you don't got to beat around the bush. You tell him, hey, just like it is, and just how you feel. He'll help you out, definitely. And it'll be an everyday task, but he'll help you out. I hope you have a good one. Have a good one. Peace.